I'd like to take a few minutes to give you an overview of OpenText Social Workplace. I'd like to tell you about what Social Workplace is, how it can work inside your organization, and a flavor for what the Social Workplace product does. I'm going to start by launching a web browser. Using Web 2.0 technology, we can present an outstanding user experience entirely within the browser. At the login screen, you'll notice that we have lots of blank space here, as we anticipate that you will deploy this as part of an overall portal, and we have built it from the ground up to enable that. Let's enter our user ID and password, and click the Login button. The first thing I see is what we call our home screen, and this is my dashboard for collaborating with others inside and outside the organization. I'm going to start with me in the upper left-hand corner. One of the fundamental ideas behind Social Workplace is that we want to give users a way to publish information about themselves so that other people within your organization can discover your expertise and call on you when necessary. When I click on my name, I'm presented with my profile. My profile consists of a couple of different things. There is structured information, like my phone number, who I report to, my biography, and other work information. This is my picture, and this gives me the ability to publish information to my colleagues about who I am and what I do. We have done a lot of work so that you can synchronize this information back to other corporate systems such as Active Directory and PeopleSoft. The other thing people want to do is talk about their status, what they are doing right now. You can see how I feel about email at this point in time. And the final thing we want to do is give people the ability to publish unstructured information. And the way we do this in the modern world is a blog. So you see that we have both structured information on the left and unstructured information on the right. The really important piece of information is to understand that this information is published only to selected people within your organization and not publicly out to the internet. An enterprise social media product like OpenText Social Workplace is very different from a public social media product like Facebook. Let's return to my home screen. With all of the people on the system, you can imagine that some people are more important to you than others. They might be your CEO, who you want to follow, your colleagues who you work with all the time, or maybe colleagues who you will only work with on a specific project. With Social Workplace, you can select who you want to include as your people and follow them. You can see that there are 5,633 users on this particular system. I'm following 42 of these, and these are considered my people and appear on this list. I also note that there are 83 people currently online. At a glance, I can see if they are logged in by this little green LED light. I can see if they have new postings in their blog, and I'm alerted to this by this little red blob beside their name, indicating the number of new postings to their blog that I personally have not yet read. One of the fundamental features about Web 2.0 is that we can drive people to new content. People shouldn't have to waste their time going to check to see if there is new content. It should be obvious. So for me, you can see that Katie Clark has new postings to her blog, and Kieran has 6. We track this information on a user-by-user basis. We have spent a lot of work on ensuring that if I need to find out information, I can find it as easily as possible. We call this the zero-click interface. For example, if I need to give Kieran a call, all I have to do is hover over his name for a second, and a mini profile appears. If I want to view his profile, I can click on his name and find out all that information and read his blog. Back to our home screen. Now we've shown you about me and about my people, but now we want to interact. In any organization there are many existing communities. For example, we're a software company, so we plan for beta trials, and we have a bunch of developers who have to work together. We have a professional services department where trainers have to plan for product release and training. What Social Workplace does is allow you to have a group of people collate together to become a community. Let's open this training community. Here we have a group of people working on developing content for training for the Social Workplace products. I can see content that people have created. I can see threaded discussions, where all responses to a particular discussion are kept together. I see at a glance when information is new, as I see the little red blob. As I scroll down, you will see that the number at the top of the screen is going down. It's a very, very efficient way to read information. Threaded discussions are not the only thing that we can do in a community. The feed shows me all of the interactions that are happening. You'll notice that there are two additional tabs across the top of the community. One of the things that we want people to do in a community is collaborate on a document. And one of the ways that we do this in the modern world is in a wiki. I can take a look at this wiki here and see that there are 12 different versions. I can look at the history and also comments made on a particular version. The other thing that we realize is that we need to give people the ability to collaborate on Microsoft Office or OpenOffice documents. As I click on the Documents tab, I see all of the documents that are uploaded to this community. We can upload new documents by clicking on the Upload Documents button, but if we want to simply edit one of the documents that are already there are two ways to do this. We can open the document and save it offline, edit it, and then use the Update link to upload a new version. But we really strongly believe that we need to keep it simple for our users. So we have enabled the ability to edit documents directly. It's as simple as clicking on the Edit button. This launches Microsoft Word. We're asked to verify our user ID and password. And this opens the document. I can now edit this document, close it, and it asks me if I want to save it, which I'll do. So we've made edits to this document. And look, now we have a third version of that document, which is the edited version that I've just completed. If you find that there's a particular thread that you want to stay on top of, you can flag that item. This will place a link out on your home screen and show you whenever that thread has been updated. The system will also notify you by email whenever that thread is updated as well.